Did you call bank? I call game.
What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube? Back for another episode of Charge It to the Game Sports Podcast. And as you can see, we got a very special guest in the building. John Superfan Blakely is joining us today. But before we get started, we start chat with him. Hey, Bucs fans, we got our wish, man. Our Superfan is in the building. We're going to chat with him today about a lot of things. The state of the Bucs winning the Super Bowl, his Superfan experience. Everything under the sun, man. All Bucs today. But before we get started, if you're on the YouTube page, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're on some of the other platforms, whether that be Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you subscribe, leave the 5-star ratings. But let's jump into it, man. So, Superfan John, what's going on, brother?
How's it going, guys? Very nice to be on your show. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no doubt, man. Like I said, you're welcome on anytime, man. It's a pleasure to have you on, man.
Trust me. Bucs Nation, we're happy right now. Super Bowl champions. We're returning all our starters. Look for number 3 this year.
Yes, sir, man. So let's chat a little bit about that. So Bucs win the Super Bowl, man. How do you feel before the start of last season with the whole transition with Tom Brady and because being a Bucs fan, we went through some quarterbacks, man. I mean. Bruce Gradkowski, Jeff Garcia, Jameis Winston, who's the other guy? Josh Freeman, and then we got a great guy and Tom Brady,
Brian Greasy. I mean, the list goes on and on. Vinny Testaverde,
right?
It's nuts. Tom Brady. I know a lot of Bucs fans, NFL fans, especially Raider fans, really hate Tom Brady for what he's done to them. For a while, honestly, as a fan, I felt the same way. But the more they started to win, man, you got to appreciate what he's done.
You do,
you really do. Because if you look back at it, Packers fans would have loved to have seen Bart Starr play.
Right.
Players like that. We're watching history, just evolve in front of us, just happen. In years from now, when our grandkids are talking about the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, we can actually say that he played for our team and he brought us a Super Bowl. I don't hate the guy, honestly. I don't.
Yeah, man. It was incredible, man. Because the thing is, I mean, when the whole debacle with Tom saying he wanted to leave, and Belichick, seemed like he had the organization a stranglehold. I mean, it seemed like the Pats made the wrong choice. They thought Brady was old, and they let him go. And I was happy, man. But from what I understood, the market for Tom wasn't as big as I thought it was. I think it was the Colts who made a serious play for him, and then us, the Bucs.
We wanted him to. Yes, and San Diego. Not San Diego, the Chargers, LA Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers Raiders, one of them.
Jerome, as well as I do, being a Bucs fan, if something sounds too good to be true, like Tom Brady's coming to the Buccaneers, it's not going to happen.
I know, man. That's why. Hey, when I heard the whispers, Ian Rappaport and all of this other guys, the report NFL, I was like, look, man, I don't want to hear nothing about Tom Brady had breakfast with the offensive coordinator until it happens. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I just don't want to get my hopes up. You know what I mean? Because if you look at the Bucs, they've been on a losing state for the past a long time, man. I mean, they've been, I mean, they had a solid. They just always had ups and downs, but they had that stretch where they had like the Josh Freemans and Jameis Winston, where they had a lot of talent. But they needed that guy to come in and light a fire on them.
So much pressure you're putting on a rookie. You're throwing him out in his first year, expecting him to be football god, and it'll happen once in a while, but not every time.
Right.
And especially not with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, remember Trent Dilfer?
Oh, yes. I remember the first game he started, and that was just Yeah, that was horrible.
Crazy. Him, Sean King. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh! Don't say Sean.
Hey, Sean King was out there. Hey, he held us back from. He was a little young, but if you think back when the Bucs were having that rivalry with Philly, when they kept losing to Philly in the playoffs, it pissed me off because they would have those nice seasons, and they would get out there and they would go up to Philly, and they would lose, man, because they couldn't put up points, man.
Exactly. You know, it's like our number one offensive play back then was throw the ball as far down the field as you can and hope for pass interference.
Yep, that run Mike Allstott, Ward Dunn, and those guys, right?
Yeah, what was that? 10-7 was the championship game?
Oh wow, that's
crazy.
That's incredibly low.
And for a while, Bucs fans had to dislike the Rams too, because the two opportunities that we had in our history, 79 and 99, to go to the Super Bowl, it was the Rams that we lost to both times. Once in St. Louis and one in LA.
Special year in 79. Year in 79.
Lost 9-0 in Tampa. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. So tell me a little bit about your Superfan experience, man. I've seen the pictures. A lot of people have seen the picters, and then obviously you got the beautiful room in the background. I got to step my game up. So tell me about your experience being a Superfan, and just are you a season ticket holder as well?
That is one of the great parts of my story, and I'll give you a brief idea of how it started.
Okay.
So I was just a regular fan. There was nothing special about me. I showed up in my jersey, my shorts, and my hat. And one day, a friend of mine contacted me, and this is when Facebook was starting to heat up.
Right.
And he told me, he said, "Hey, I'm changing my middle name on Facebook." And at that time, we were going through this, How I Met Your Mother phase. Barney Stinson had all the great lines, legendary, and stuff like that. So he told me, he said, "Okay, this is what mine's going to be. Try to do yours as John Legendary Blakey."
Okay.
So I plugged that in and clicked save, and it wouldn't save. It would not accept it. So I'm a big comic book fan, and my dream has always been to have my own comic book store, and I was going to name it Superfan Collectibles.
Right.
So I went ahead and set up my email address as superfan0129@AOL.com. If anybody wants to email me, that's fine.
Pretty sure you get a lot of emails.
Yeah, exactly. As fate would have it, it accepted Superfan.
Oh.
So I kind of left it at that. And that year, 2014, I went to the draft where we drafted Mike Evans.
Nice.
And as I'm walking around, people were like, "Hey, that's John Superfan." So
that's what's up.
Oh, well, at that point, you got to rock with it, right?
Exactly. I just kind of went with it. So I got a personalized jersey, Superfan on the back, and had a Superman logo on either side of the nameplate. And I moved to Atlanta in 2012 and stayed there for 8 years. Okay, so I'm there, and I was a part of the Atlanta Bucs group.
Oh, okay.
Which through a yearly tailgate for the Atlanta, for the Atlanta game. Right. Which, by the way, sorry, Atlanta fans, Julio Jones on his way out.
Yes, sir.
Are they really sorry? So he's ready to go. So
I'm happy he's going.
Get rid of good people in our division. That's fine by me.
I know. Brees retired, but yeah.
So
man.
After a couple of years, the guy that was running the ATL Bucs group, Mark ATL Bucs Goodman, was getting ready to step down. So he promoted me. He handed the group over to me.
Oh,
and
nice.
In 2016, we had a yearly tailgate, and Big Nasty attended, and that's where they announced that I was taking over the group.
Cool.
So to commemorate that, Big Nasty had a cape made for me that says Superfan on the back.
That is what's up. Wow.
Oh, gosh.
You officially ordained by Big Nasty.
Running.
So at that point, it was like, I got the cape now. It's time to step up my game a little bit.
Oh,
so I started wearing the mask. I started, dyeing my hair red during the season. Just doing a couple of new things, and it took off from there, honestly.
Nice, man.
So yeah, Big Nasty was very, very responsible for being the one to, make Superfan a reality.
That is cool, man. So shout out to Big Nasty, man, if you listen, man. But
and he's
like
the
I said,
best guy.
yeah, because like I said, I've seen him, and I've seen you, at some pictures at games and stuff like that. I was like, man, those guys, legendary.
There's a whole group. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. They're called the Professional Football Ultimate Fan Association, the PFUSA for short. And that's all it is. It's a bunch of super fans that meet in Canton, Ohio every year before the first game of the season.
Oh, cool.
And they have, it's just a yearly get together. And I was blessed in 2018 to get a draft card to be a part of that group. And it's just like a draft, it's one person per team every year gets a draft card, and you get 3 years to make it in. And hopefully next year will be my year.
Wow.
Cool, man. Hey,
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, man. We're praying and hoping for you, man. So
it would be this year, but COVID set everything back. So
yeah.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
So we'll see.
Yeah. COVID kind of messed up a lot of things.
Oh man, and that's another thing. You asked me if I was a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
Last year I moved from Atlanta back to Tampa, my hometown.
Okay.
And first thing I did was buy season tickets.
That's cool.
First time being a season ticket holder, and of course the season as a season ticket holder, you can't go to games.
Sucks, man. It's incredible, man. I mean, like I said, I think we got everything, situated now where I think pretty much it's going to be full stadiums, stadiums, and it's going to go back to the way it used to be. And I'm happy to see that because there were a lot of games, man. I just wanted to see Tom, man. Like, yeah,
exactly.
And
I wanted to be at that first game where they introduced his name on the left.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been legendary.
Right, man. It's stuff like that the memories, like, can you imagine the memory of just going and just videotaping, him being the last person being called onto the field at the home game?
It's going to be like that this year when their first home game against the Dallas Cowboys, when they raised the banner and they introduced the team. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be incredible. Are you going to that game? Are you trying to go to that game?
I will be. I've got tickets to that game.
Man,
this year I actually get to sit in my season ticket. I get to use my season tickets.
That is cool. Hey, I wish I could go. I'm looking for tickets now. Just like these tickets are just too incredibly pricey, man. It's just like, hey, I was looking for tickets at the game, right, John?
Yeah.
And I'm looking on StubHub and all these other ticket outlets, Ticketmaster. It's like for the nosebleeds, they're charging like $700-800. I'm like,
it's ridiculous.
God. Yeah.
And have you seen the prices for the game where Brady goes back to New England?
Oh, I didn't even look at those.
$1,500.
Yeah, I didn't even try to look. I think I looked
one time. Even try to look.
Yeah, hey, I didn't. I think I looked one time. I was like, oh no, I can't make that. Yeah, that's for not me, not my money.
Exactly. No, I'll watch it on TV. We throw watch parties here in Tampa, and I did the same thing in Atlanta. And for the Super Bowl and the first game of the season last year, we had over 200 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, is it at your house or do you have like a facility?
No, we have a setup with Dave and Buster's, and they give us the entire sports section. That's cool. We had people lined up against the wall, 200 people. The Washington playoff game, we had Dexter Jackson and Jermaine Phillips.
Safety? Really? Both the safeties, cool. They showed up.
Had him come in. Yeah, Dexter was wearing his jersey, came up and talked to everybody. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool, man. For anybody that doesn't know, Dexter Jackson was the Bucs' very first Super Bowl MVP, man.
Oh wow!
He said he could 2 interceptions against the Jays against your Raiders. He picked off Rich Gannon. He made him look. And this was at the time. Rich Gannon was like that dude. He was bombing away with Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. And John, like it was crazy.
But the Raiders made a mistake by not changing their playbook in that game.
I know.
They played John Gruden's strengths. He knew what they were going to do.
Exactly.
I'm about to say, that whole fiasco was. I mean, I wasn't present at that time, but when I read about it, I went back and watched. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's completely. Yeah, never switch up at all. I mean,
when you don't switch your
arrogance.
playbook against your former coach and you play into his hands, I mean, you're handing him the trophy.
Yeah,
And the mic'd up session with John Lynch in the middle of the game,
I was just gonna say that.
telling Rondé, "We know every play."
Yeah, we know every play. And I seen that clip, and I'm just like,
Yep.
Yeah, no adjustments, man. And you saw what the outcome was. I think Dexter Jackson was MVP, had 2 picks. I mean, Dwight Smith had 2 pick sixes. Derek Brooks had a pick 6.
And in all honesty, Bucs fans who watched that game, Dexter got the MVP and he deserved it. I'm not going to take that away. But if they would have waited 5 more minutes, Dwight Smith is MVP.
Yeah, he had 2 pick sixes. Because I was looking at the stats, I was like, okay, Dexter Jackson might have had more tackles or something like that. But Dwight Smith had 2 pick sixes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then they show it on NFL Network or ESPN late at night when they show like the old clips of how John Gruden jumps over the guy running down the sideline. You know what I mean? It's incredible. But
that was a great time to be a Bucs fan. The first one
was. So let me ask you this, man. So you're always a Bucs fan, right? So tell me about the down years with the Bucs. This like before 2002. Like were you a Bucs fan like in the early 90s, stuff like that?
I was born in St. Joseph's Hospital, which is a couple blocks away from the old Sombrero.
Okay.
My mother was a Bucs fan, and that's how I transitioned into becoming a fan. Because if it was that important to my mother, then it was going to be important to me. Yeah. There were a lot of hard years. I remember going to school wearing my Broderick Thomas orange jersey and everybody making fun of me.
It's tough, man. Because at that time, they were trash. I think, they were pretty much the worst, or if not one of the worst, teams in the league around that time. I don't know.
Unfortunately, if you go back and look at the records, the Bucs are the losingest franchise in NFL, if not sports history.
I hate that. I know that.
Yeah, you should have told me that because now you're gonna bring it up.
In the first seasons of our existence, we went 0-26.
I know. It's sad. Look, at least we can say we were an expansion team, right?
Exactly.
That's an excuse. That's an excuse. We're an expansion team.
It was totally different back then. In today's expansion, you get second string, if not starters. Back then, you got guys who were carrying the water bucket to the bench.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the interesting fact for Washington-based folks, Joe Gibbs got his start there with Doug Williams when they went to the NFC Championship. And
That's
so
crazy.
when Joe Big Gibbs came to Washington, he went back and got his quarterback from Tampa, and that led to a Super Bowl for the Redskins.
Yep,
who was the Lions coach back in the late 80s? I forget what his name is, but he got his start with the Buccaneers also as a coordinator.
Coryell, I think was done because Gibbs came from Coryell to the Bucs, and then that's the rest is history from a Washington perspective.
And then also, if you look back, we were the team that drafted Bo Jackson, which a lot of people don't know. Yeah. We drafted Bo Jackson, even though he told us, "Hey, if you draft me, I'm not playing."
I'm playing for you. I remember the story on that.
but I believe that in that time, the Bucs were such cheapskates. They probably did that so they did not have to pay the money out to the first round pick.
Yeah,
I could imagine
they were.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And then I think back in those days too. I don't know if you listened to our show previously, but we had a guest on. His name is Tony Covington.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was just talking about, the state of the Bucs back then, man, because he played for them in like the down years, the early 90s. He was talking about the coaching staff. And what was the other guy he was talking about? Dennis Erickson. How he was so horrible. Just his horrible coaching experience with him. I think he said his best coaching. He got better coaching at the collegiate level, playing at the University of Virginia, than playing for Dennis Erickson.
I believe that's crazy.
Yeah,
when they say that.
Him and the other guy, I forgot his name, but it just goes to show.
When Hugh Culverhouse was the owner, up until the 90s when he died, he didn't want to spend a penny on the team because they were selling out the stadium with the Bears, the Lions, and the Vikings coming to town, and the Packers.
Right.
Most of the games that I went to, was against a division rival, and it was always sold out.
Right. And just for anybody that doesn't know, so back in those days, I think what Bucks went to the NFC Central or something like that.
NFC Central.
Yeah, so that was like the Vikings, Packers, and Lions. So then now they classify as with the NFC South. So we play like the Saints, Falcons, and everybody. So this is for anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, up until that time, when the Glazers bought the team, they were a Baltimore ownership coming in, and we were scared here that the team was going to get up and leave and go to Baltimore.
Really?
That was before the Ravens.
Wow.
Man.
That was before the Ravens came in. So for many years, we were scared that we were going to lose our team.
Damn, that's kind of sucks, especially a big place like Tampa,
Exactly. And not until the Glazers came in and actually said they were, got approval to build the stadium. We were on the edge of our seats hoping to just keep the team.
Right. Yeah, that would have really sucked, you know what I mean? Because like I said, it just, especially a big, like it's a big city like Tampa, and then you got Orlando that's right around the corner. I mean, it's just a huge market.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? A huge market of people without a yeah.
It's a big, and that's why it's so sad that baseball is, not doing as well.
Yeah.
With good teams. Great teams. I mean,
I'm following the baseball right now.
I'll be honest with you. With the Rays, this is my thought. If they were in a different division, and if they were in the NL, in the same division with the Braves and the Mets, they would succeed. Right now, Tampa is a transient area. There's so many people here from Massachusetts, so many people from New York, and they're not going to give up their loyalty to the Yankees or the Red Sox, and that's the team that comes in the most.
Right.
Yeah.
So right there, you're losing, part of your fan base, most of it.
Right.
That's true. A big portion, actually. So I can see that being that.
So, John, in honor of you, the closest I can get to being a Bucks fan is wearing the
Hey man, I love
it.
My Bucks, my Bucks. So in honor of you,
different ship.
I'm rooting for y'all week one. I can't stand the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. Cowboys be coming for you.
As someone from Pittsburgh, the Bucks will always have a special place in my heart because Tony Dungy went from Pittsburgh. Originated in Pittsburgh, and Mike Tomlin was with the Bucks, Mike Tomlin with the Steelers, and then half your coaching staff either played for the Steelers or were part of the Steelers.
Yeah, so you guys are connected well to the Bucks, man.
So special connection with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all on a different ship here. Well, I mean, me and
there you go.
are on the same ship, but Raiders fans, Pirates fans, Bucks fans,
Yeah. Special connection. So tell me, man. Tell me about the playoff run last year with the Bucks, man. So they played the Saints. The Saints smashed them twice. They punched them right in the mouth the 2 games early. That game, I chalked it up as a loss. I was like, they ain't got nothing for them. The offensive line stinks. I mean, Cam Jordan and the defensive line going to get after them. It just seemed like they just could not beat the Saints. They just were a different team when they played them. Like, tell me your experience of that game.
To me, with the Saints game, it seemed like the Saints all season were the team of destiny. Drew Brees getting older. Yeah. It just seemed like he was on his way out. And then, of course, for the Buccaneers, we know what it's like to send somebody somewhere else and then them go on to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
So Jameis wouldn't have surprised me at all.
That'd been crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
that would have been insane, and especially with him throwing a touchdown pass in that game too.
I know it was on like some type of flea flicker because that thing is, I was at that game. Actually, cool. Me and Jay were supposed to go. And I'm not gonna.
Story.
I'm gonna save it for another show. It was a hell of a story. Long story short, me and my other boy went, Brandon, but Jay was supposed to go. But shout out to him. I actually went to that game, man. Like, when he ran that was like a reverse flea flicker or something. And he threw that pass
from the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it was incredible. But go ahead.
No, they seem like the team of destiny. But honestly, I thought going into that game that we were going to win. I wasn't positive, and I probably wouldn't have put money on it. Yeah. But silently, I was thinking, you know what, to beat a team 3 times in the NFL in one season, that's difficult.
Yeah,
that just doesn't happen. So I think the Bucks were hot at that time.
They were.
Defense was peaking. So sorry, Saints.
Yeah, and I think no, don't say sorry. I hate the Saints. The Saints suck. Saints suck. Suck. Okay. show them the hardware, man. Yeah, hey,
show them
being
the
a Bucks
hardware.
fan, hey, they talked so much smack to me. I was down there, man. Oh my gosh, like
When
I was sitting. Oh, go ahead.
When I lived in Atlanta, the Falcons fans are there. Let's just not say they're not the best fan base in the NFL. They're very finicky. If they're winning, then they love the team. But that's only if they're in the NFC Championship.
Right. Yeah.
There's more Saints. There's more Saints fans in Atlanta than there are Falcons.
Oh yeah, Atlanta's a very transient city. People from everywhere. Yeah.
And there's a lot of your Steeler fans there too.
Oh yeah. Well, Steelers fans are everywhere.
Worldwide.
Them, the Steelers, Packers, Green Bay, teams like that. They're like legendary teams, organizations. I mean, if you think of Steelers, I got to give it to them. They're probably one of the top 5 organizations in sports, in my opinion. And just as because baseball, basketball, and NFL, top 5.
I respect teams for what they do, and their fan bases, and the Steelers are way out there.
Oh yeah,
Saints fans. Saints didn't even have a sellout until after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean the Aints. Yeah, I mean they trash. They're gonna fall. They're gonna fall far from grace with Taysom Hill and it's got Jameis Winston, our quarterback. So tell me, so they win that game, then they move on to play. Well, they played Washington first. They played them. So tell me about the Green Bay game, man.
Honestly,
man, that was a tough one. Yeah,
all the playoff games, that's the one I was most scared about.
Me too, because it was in Green Bay too.
Yeah,
in Green Bay, you got Aaron Rodgers, MVP. They just seem to be that team that they're going to overcome, whatever's laid in front of them. They've got that small town mentality, and they're so close with their community, and it's just I don't know. I was scared about that game.
Me too.
But as the game progressed, I loved it.
Yeah, the icing on the cake for me when watching that game, like I literally jumped off the couch and started screaming like a little girl when Tom threw that
Scotty Miller. Yeah,
Scotty Miller. Oh my gosh! Like I was literally my lady literally ran down the stairs like, what the hell is going on? I was like, Scotty Miller.
I love
it. Like, who?
And I would like to thank the Packers coaching staff for deciding not to go for it on 4th down.
Wow.
Hey, let's talk about that. Hey, John, I want to hear your honest opinion.
Yeah.
Why do you not go for it? Why do you kick the field goal and you think you're going to stop Tom Brady from getting 10 yards?
Not even on Madden do I do that.
Like, what are you doing?
That's
you don't put it back in his hands. You don't put it back in his hands.
Yeah, you can't do that. And then also, I mean, as great as A-Rod played, he did have a debacle late in the game remember when that pass play when he could have scrambled and ran for a touchdown?
He could have got at least he got it. Yeah, he had it.
But he decided to throw it, I think, to Adams or somebody like that.
Overthrew it. Yeah, no. Devin White moved like lightning. He may try to get there.
Imagine this though. In his mind, he may have been thinking we're going for it on 4th down.
Right.
And so he may have thought he had 2 plays. Yeah.
It's got to be.
That made sense.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, Aaron, man, being the guy that I think, and I want to hear your opinion on this about Aaron Rodgers staying. I think one of the reasons why Aaron wants to leave too, man, that was what they lost. It was coaching mistakes, man. They could have beat the Bucs, really.
They could have.
If you look at going for kicking the 3 instead of going for the 4th down, I think there was a drive or so where the Bucs punted the ball and they had an opportunity to go down the field and score, but the Bucs stopped them. I mean, and there was just bad play calling in important moments. Man.
How about the man-to-man defense at the end of the first half?
Yeah,
so Scotty Miller could get the touchdown.
Scotty Miller, like,
nobody was thinking Scotty was going to do anything.
Nobody did.
They were keying in on Evans and Godwin.
Yeah,
and I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't blame them either.
Yeah, and Evans had a tough game that game. I think he dropped a touchdown a slant pass. He could have literally caught it and scored. But I mean, it worked out for the best.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
It just. I don't know. The Bucks mentality this past year was just from 19 to 20, just a total revamp. And
Right.
and I thank Brady for that, honestly, because he was a coach on the field.
He's an extension of the coach.
I think the players were more afraid to fail Tom Brady than they were Bruce Arians.
Yeah, I could not have said it better myself, man. Because like I said, just Tom. Even now, I'm pretty sure you've seen his stuff. Like he's back out on the field, literally like days after the Super Bowl. I think,
Right,
like, hey,
exactly.
back out here, getting this work in. Like I like stuff like that, man. He's motivated. He doesn't want to just go sit on the couch.
He's posting videos of him preparing for the next season 2 days after the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Who does that?
I know, man. And the thing is, you would think that he would want some downtime, and he has a beautiful wife and family. I mean, you would think you want to spend the time with them. He's like, nah, I'll see him later. I'll see him when I see him.
I'll see him when I see him.
Yeah, man.
The man is
That's
awesome.
funny.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know that a lot of people hate him because he wins, but
I know.
he's proven.
It's like a translation. People hate winners. I mean, like Tom Brady, LeBron. Like, how do you hate people like that, man? I mean, they're great guys. You know what I mean?
It's like
It's a fan thing, right?
What-
It's a fan
what's-
thing.
What's the experience like at a Bucks game live with because
Great
we see on TV the pirate ship and then everything.
Oh,
what
yeah.
what is it like
Crazy.
being there, and what's the environment like?
Oh, it's fantastic. Number one, it's hot as hell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting in the stands with my cape and my long socks and the whole get up, man, I'm burning up. But it's great. I mean, the fans get into it. The Bucks fans are diehards. Every team has their group of fair weather fans. But when you put a whole bunch of diehards into one stadium, and you have the cannons going off, which is another thing, which usually will scare me.
Insane.
Oh man, it's awesome.
I can't imagine being there for that one.
Was just the best thing. And, for years I wondered why they didn't capitalize on the whole pirate theme. Back when they wore the orange and the white, they didn't capitalize on it. It was just like, we're the Buccaneers. Yay. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, like I said, it just goes to show you. Maybe they had a horrible marketing team back then. they got a great one now, and they're capitalizing on it. I mean, they're selling shirts, T-shirts. I mean, baby strollers. I mean, everything.
Oh man, they have everything. I could show you a lot of different things that you've probably never seen.
Yeah, and we can see it from your room, man. Your room's incredible. I mean, show us some of your items, man. So you got the trophy there. You got all types of stuff, and then the chain, man.
It's my super
top 5.
Yeah, I think it's was it Miss or Mrs. Gill was asking me about that chain, man. So tell us the story on that chain.
Okay, with the chain, a lot of the super fans from the different groups I noticed were wearing them when I went to Canton, Ohio. And there's a Houston Texan super fan who actually makes them.
Oh.
So I started talking to him, and I had somebody develop the logo, get it together for me, and I have the tattoo on my leg. So it was like, can you do this logo? Right. And he told me yes. So I was sold right there. And that kind of, I don't know, it's become kind of my mark. Anything that I put out there, it's got the logo from the chain on it.
That is beautiful.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's huge. And when I take pictures with kids and people, I'll take my chain off and I'll put it around their neck.
Oh yeah.
Nice, man.
And most of them, they'll get a big kick out of that.
I bet.
It's a nice chain, man. Yeah, shout out. The name is Charmaine Gill. So shout out for her. She was asking me about, where did you get the chain? Because she was like, yeah, it's a great chain.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, man.
But then this is the newest addition to the Superfan.
Oh, see, that's my favorite right there. That's my favorite right there. Yes, sir.
This is not a light piece of material. This is really heavy.
It looks like it is. It's gold plated, right?
Story about this. Yeah. This was taken to the draft by one of my Superfan friends, Sean Leatherhead Connor. and he actually got to go to the draft, and he saw Roger Goodell, and he had the belt, and Roger Goodell took a picture with the belt.
Wow.
And so did Michael Irvin. And another cool story about the belt is the Bucs were doing a Super Bowl trophy photo op, and a friend that works for the Bucs invited me to go with him. So there was this older lady and her family. They were there, and I went up to her and I said, "Hey, you want to take a picture with my belt?" So she put it on, and her and her whole family took pictures with the belt. And they were very grateful. They were like, "Thanks a lot." It was really cool.
All right.
That's amazing, man. You got some amazing stuff. Like I said, I need to step my game. I'm just moving into a new place, but I best believe I'm gonna have my little room set up, man.
This is probably the pinnacle of my autographs, and it probably wouldn't be to a lot of people, but this is from Gene Deckerhoff, the voice of the Buccaneers on the radio, and you may know him from Madden all those years. He was the PA announcer.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
So I ran into him at an airport in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and I saw him come walking in. I was like, Gene. I had him record a clip that we play, and it says "Touchdown Tampa Bay" or something like that.
Yeah.
No, fire the cannons, and we play it every week at our watch party.
Cool,
So,
man. Man, so watch parties. So are you guys gonna have them this upcoming season too?
Yes.
So is there anything for people that want to attend that people might listen to the show that might be in the Tampa area that this might be their first experience, that might be newcomers?
I have a Facebook page. It's called Buccaneer Invasion Tampa.
Cool.
And we will usually post when our watch party is going to be. It's always at Dave and Buster's. They're really good to us in Tampa. And first couple of games the first game last year, we had over 200 people in attendance. Okay. For the Super Bowl watch party, we had 200 people in attendance. Oof. And what was really cool is,
that's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. There was nowhere to sit. I stand the entire game, and we got this tradition that towards the end of the game, when the Bucs had put it away, we got these confetti cannons. And we kind of pushed it. We went from 2 confetti cannons to 4 confetti cannons. And when we got to the Super Bowl, we had like 18.
So, that's like a lot to clean up.
And the thing is Dave and Buster's doesn't mind us doing it as long as we clean up our mess.
See, I knew that was coming. That's why I said it sounded like a lot to clean up. First thing I thought to my mind. Okay.
Yeah. So at the end, I was always grabbing a broom and cleaning up.
So let me ask you this. You got a lot going on, right? You got a lot going on there. We already spoke. You said it's about 40 years, but I need a top five pieces. I know your chain is maybe not in exact order, but I know it's one of them.
That's up there. The Gene Deckerhoff autograph. I love that.
Okay, that's 2.
I have a flag over here in the corner, a Buccaneer Invasion flag. I don't know if you can fully see it.
That's a nice looking flag.
Yeah, shout out Bucs Invasion. Yeah. Shout out to all the Bucs groups on there, man.
Okay, that's a nice logo.
And you can also see another chain, a Buccaneer Invasion chain over there in the corner. There's a switch on the back that when you turn it on, the eyes glow red.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
That's hard. That's hard.
The flag was given to me by some members of the group who got it signed by several Buccaneer players.
Nice, man.
And brief story about that is I had that same flag autographed by players, but I raffled it off to help someone that was in need.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice,
and
man.
At the end of the season, somebody actually noticed what I did, went out, got a new flag, got it autographed, and gave it to me.
Oh, man. That's awesome. Nice. That's a good community right there.
Yeah.
That's a good community.
But
I need to meet John.
What's it like when kids see you and kids recognize you and kids come up for pictures?
That is the best, in all honesty.
Yeah.
My first experience, and I'll never forget this one, is before I even developed the whole Superfan persona, before the cape, before the mask, before the all the rest of that. I was in Canton, and this little kid came up to me and started hugging me. And
That is beautiful, man.
Yeah,
That's
and
beautiful.
wanted me to pick him up, and I sat there and held him, and then as soon as I put him down, he started crying, and
Oh, man.
so that was my fan experience that will stand out probably forever.
That is so cool, man. Shoot, before we wrap up, man, I wanted to ask you a few questions. So, Bucks' new schedule this season.
Yep.
What are some games that you're really looking forward to? Some ones that stand out to me, like the Patriots, the Bills. I think we play the Titans now, who got Julio Jones, man.
Yeah.
What are some games that stick out to you that you're looking forward to seeing? And what is your outlook for the Bucks this season? Do you think we get back to another bowl?
I think we can do it again. We're returning all of our starters. Our division has gotten weaker. Loss of Julio Jones, and then the Saints aren't going to be what they were. They lost Drew Brees.
Yeah.
The Panthers, who knows where the Panthers are?
Who knows? Yeah, they're not going to be a serious threat. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. So for once in a long time, I think we're going to win our division.
Me too.
I even think we're going to go to the Super Bowl again.
Me too, man.
See why not?
Who's going to be on the other side? Who we going to be playing, John?
Oh man, I don't know. That's the hard
Pittsburgh.
Man,
you can never take
y'all can sit down. I'm about to say, sit down somewhere.
You can never take Pittsburgh out of the equation.
Yeah, you can.
The Chiefs, we still, you still can't.
Chiefs business. Bills, Chiefs,
the Bills. And we play the Bills during the regular season, so that's going to be a good game.
We got them in Tampa, right? That's a home game.
It's in Tampa.
Man, I know you can't wait for that one.
So NFC
Bills
wise,
Mafia coming through, jumping through tables.
The game stands out.
That's a fun bunch.
So
that's a fun bunch. Shout out to Bills Mafia.
The Rams game is going to be a good game to me. With Matt Stafford as the new quarterback with the Rams. That's going to be a tough game.
I hate the games that we play against the Rams because they usually have a number. It's like no matter how bad that team is, that's one of the teams that seem to have our number every year.
I know, and they punished us. Well, they didn't punish us last year. It was just we made Jared Goff look like the best quarterback in the world in that Rams game.
All right.
I mean, that stretch,
he killed us.
If you think I'll go back and watch the tape.
They are at the Rams and then followed with at the Patriots back to back. I mean, that's going to be the pivotal time of the season.
It's going to be crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then across the country, you're going from LA to Boston. I mean, from Tampa. So it's the travel is going to be crazy.
I like the way that our season ends up, though, because we play the Panthers twice and we play the Jets in between those two.
Right. So we got a soft back end of this, so we can sort of kind of,
exactly.
Guys are a little banged up. Get some rest. Maybe Mike Evans or some guys might be a little banged up. We don't need our big guns for those guys. I wouldn't think. But man. Shoot, anybody you want to shout out before you hop off, man?
I want to say thank you to Big Nasty.
Shout out Big Nasty, man.
Big Nasty Keith Kunzig, great guy. If you've never met him, you should. Even if you're not a Bucs fan, he's the kind of guy that you want to take a picture with. You'll love that guy. Tim the Captain Young, he's been my inspiration. He's been my mentor. And basically, the Buccaneer Invasion group here in Tampa. All the guys that helped me put together all the watch parties for everybody.
No doubt.
Without them, I couldn't. This would just be a one-man invasion.
No doubt, man. So how can you be reached, man? You're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook at John Superfan Blakey. I'm on Instagram at Superfan9575 and Superfan0129 at AOL.com.
Cool, man.
Cool. Outstanding.
John Superfan Blakey in the building, man. Hey, thanks for coming on our show, man. We greatly appreciate you. Welcome anytime, and my brother.
Good luck to your Raiders and good luck to your Steelers, man, during the season.
Outstanding.
Oh, man, appreciate it.
No doubt, John. You take it easy, man.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
You do the same.
Man, hey, that was great, man. Overall, great guy. We had a great chat with him, man. Even
outstanding. Fired up for the season.
Fired up.
We're gonna have full crowds again, going to games. Fired up for the season.
Talking and chatting with him about football, period, got me wanting to go out there and light somebody and knock somebody's helmet off. You know what I mean? It's incredible, man. Like I said, we love football, man. I just can't wait for football to be back, and everything. But John's welcome on anytime. He's just a great guest, man. But shout out to all the Bucks groups that I'm in, and thanks for tuning in. But jump into and chat a little bit on the NBA side. So, if you guys missed this last show, we didn't record a show Thursday night, which would have been posted Friday. I had some stuff going on. I actually took my daughter to Disney, my baby Giselle. So had a great time. It was hot. I
see the tan, man. You trying to look brown skin.
I like and then ain't nothing wrong with being brown skin, but hey, don't put me in that category. Y'all kind of
disrespect.
Hey, I don't give a shit, man. You know what I mean? Hey, let's get boys in the building, baby.
Second round. The second round has been a show. I mean, Hawks are putting it on the Sixers.
Hold on 1 second. I want to say something before we do that. Hey, I went to the Washington 76ers game, right?
Yeah.
This dude, you all saw the fan that ran on the court, right? A lot of people asked me, like, "Hey, you gotta talk about the fan running on the court on the show." So I'm gonna give you the short and skinny on it. Literally, the dude came from the middle, like center court area, ran past security, jumped over the table, and ran onto the court and tried to grab the net or some shit. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because at first glance, I thought it was like a floor sweeper. When they at the opposite end, if somebody misses a basket or if they walk the opposite end, they got the little floor sweepers. I was like, oh, this is a fan. And the security guard came out there and punished him like he was Ray Lewis. Like he literally spared dude.
We got action.
Yeah,
we got action.
Yeah, right. Man. But that was the short and skinny on it. And B got hurt. But go ahead, Z.
No, so I mean, did you notice the advertisement on the back of his T-shirt? So that the fan who ran on the court. That was the whole. That was the whole purpose. He had a website he was advertising, so he was probably more than likely paid to do that.
Oh wow! I ain't mad at him for that.
He's gonna be facing big time now. I mean,
now he's court date scheduled.
They not playing no more because before you could do that and get away with it, kind of. You'll give you like a fine or something. Now the dude's facing jail time and they're pressing charges.
Yeah, the guy in Boston already had his court date, so
these fans got to chill out, man. I mean, you guys want to allow us. They want to allow us to go to these games again. I mean, you guys got to sit back, eat your popcorn, drink your high-priced sodas and waters, and sit your ass down somewhere, man. Otherwise, they're gonna kick your big goofy ass out the game, man.
Yeah. Why you going to order stuff like that, man? Why you going on the expensive stuff? You're high-priced. Yeah. I mean, you're not lying.
Right, bro. Hey, so I went to the game, soda bottle, water, 10, 15. It's crazy. Hot dog, $1,000. You know what I mean? You got to pay for parking. It's $3 million. I'll just fucking with you.
It's definitely $3 million. You know what? All right. He's clearly playing. It's $30 million.
Hey, Jay, I wanted to ask you, man, because you brought up a great point, man. So before you give the short and skinny on the playoff matchups, the LeBron thing. So as we saw, we witnessed history for the first time. Mm-hmm. King James went down, man. First round exit. Jay, how you feeling about it, man? I know we talked and chat a little bit about it. It is history, him being bounced in the first round,
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't expect that either. I actually was going to bet on the over and under, but I stayed away from it. A few friends trying to bet me for the Lakers, but I don't bet against LeBron James. Round one at least.
The
right?
under was beautiful.
Never bet against LeBron. Right.
Laker unders. I'm gonna miss.
I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss those Lakers under. But no, man, it's crazy, right? After this, I think people are a little bit too harsh on LeBron for this because now it's like, his legacy is ruined and stuff like that. And I'm like, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say it doesn't mean nothing. When you lose, and that pedestal and not being that type of superstar, and being one of the GOATs. So I'm iffy about it. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with LeBron. So it's like,
I feel you. So for me, I think with him being bounced in the first round, I mean, the Lakers were shaky this year, right? I mean, they've been banged up all season. LeBron missed a considerable amount of time. I mean, AD has been, Mr. Glass, he's been hurt. He obviously didn't play. So he lost his second weapon. I mean, if you look at the Lakers, it was like LeBron and nobody, man. I mean, Kuzma's trash. Like what are you doing, Kyle Kuzma? I mean, they kept the wrong guy in him. And then ultimately, like I said, I think it doesn't really taint LeBron's legacy. He's still a great player. He's still one of the greatest to ever play. But I just want people to stop. I mean, we're going to chat a little bit about this in a later show.
Yeah.
To stop comparing LeBron to Jordan, man. LeBron is not Jordan. Michael Jordan is the best player of all time. Stop it, okay? Stop comparing him to Jordan, man. I mean, MJ was just something else. You know what I mean?
LeBron is still searching for his Pippen. He's still searching for his Pippen. I mean, AD with his injuries doesn't look like the one.
Yeah. I mean,
he still doesn't have a sidekick. I mean, at the end, Dwayne Wade was getting old. That's why he left Miami. He went to Cleveland. Kevin Love really wasn't it. And then he trying again with AD. AD's injury history. AD's not it. He's still searching for Pippen.
Yeah.
Hey, look. I'm gonna be quiet on this because we're gonna have to have a conversation about this later on. This is a whole
crazy.
Pod. I got somebody else I want to bring.
No, you bring it up right now. I want to hear who hey, everybody who listen to Jay's best basketball player of all time. Just listen, and it's a solid pick, but the best ever,
Kareem. That's my goal. That's my goal.
Like I said, he's
we'll explain later.
Right, we'll get into it later.
We'll get to it one of these episodes. I'm ready to go. Yeah. That's a little bit concerning, but guess what? I keep that thing on me too. So don't trip.
All right. I'm going to bring out the big guns for you then.
Bad.
Yeah. So about these playoff matchups, man. So I mean, we saw who won. So Washington went home. Sixers moved on. Then the Dallas in this Clippers series is down to the wire. It's crazy. You can't win at home. Game 7, no team can win at home. The Clippers are at home. So if you're a numbers guy, what do you bet against the Clippers at home and you take Luka? I mean, it's crazy. So how do you guys feel about this Game 7 quickly before we move on to the some of the rounds, the matchups for this round?
Hey man, Luka
Game 7.
I mean,
he's gonna have to drop 50, bro. He gonna have to drop.
Nah. I'm about to say nah. I mean, I want Luka. I want Luka to win, but I'm gonna go with the smarter bet and say that Kawhi may have found a stride. So it will be
He did cook him last.
Yeah, it'd be a battle, but
this is the moment. Kawhi's about to be a free. He's about to be a free agent. This is a moment. The rumors are Kawhi to Miami as a free agent, and so
that's why I think that's why he's gonna ball.
Yeah. I mean, for me, so you think who you got Z winning? You got the Clippers?
I think Clippers win. It's never happened that the road team has won every game, and this is the first series that's going to 7 with the road team winning every game.
Right. So I mean,
Clippers have to win this.
Yeah, I got the Clippers too. I just think that Luka's been killing them. He's having a great series, but I got to take the Clippers. I got to give Kawhi and PG that nod to go ahead and close them out in the Game 7 at home. Like I said, if Kawhi comes up small, he's gonna be hearing it, man. Because these first few games, Luka hasn't been cooking Kawhi.
Think about Kawhi
been doing this thing.
Yeah. If they don't win and he leaves to Miami, what does that do to his legacy?
Right. Well, Kawhi, I mean, he's been one of the better players in the league. I wouldn't say he was the best. Like a lot of these guys, when he won a champion, they were saying he's the best player in the league. What about Kevin Durant? What about LeBron?
He forced them to get Paul George.
Yeah,
that was the condition, or he was going to be a Laker. Could you imagine AD, LeBron, Kawhi?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I don't like about LeBron, and like I said, that's why I can't consider him one of the greatest ever to play. And like I said, we'll get into this later. But Jordan ain't calling Gary Payton and Sean K. Hey, come play with me, big guy. Let's go win a chip.
Because he didn't have to. He already had him on this team.
Man,
we'll get into that.
But hey, let's talk about this series today. So what 76ers and Hawks are playing now. What's the score right now?
Hawks are punishing them.
Killing them.
Yeah, I mean 76ers have definitely closed the gap a little bit.
No, Hawks up by 21.
I bet shoot. It was almost 30 beforehand. It was mid-30s.
He did close the gap. It's 86-64 right now. You know what I mean? 86-64, third quarter, 6 minutes left. I mean, game 1 in Philly, them boys is going off. So who you guys got for the series?
They can't stop Trae Young. It's a simple pick and roll every time. Just like he did to the Knicks.
Right. So who was the series, guys? Who you guys got winning the series?
No, I'm on the Hawks. I mean,
winning the series?
Yes. It's a matchup problem because they are trying to have Ben Simmons with his size stay with Trae Young. He's too slow. And Trae Young is blown by him every time down the court. It is not, I mean, and then he looks at him and smiles as soon as he crosses half court.
He looks and smiles.
He's either gonna
like there's my guy.
He's either gonna hit the three, blow by him for a layup, or blow by him and kick out to Bogdanovich to hit threes. I mean, and then this game, they're missing DeAndre Hunter. It's not even playing for the Hawks today.
Well, to jump to the Sixers, because you know how I feel about my boy Embiid.
Oh, here
he's a little banged up, okay?
He's always banged up. That's part of him.
Banged up, man. Hey,
part of him,
bro.
Let's talk about it.
We saw what happened when Embiid goes out. I was at the game, and Embiid when he went out, it was like the air went out of the building. The Sixers fans, they're like, "Oh man, I'm gonna lose."
Trae Young has 27 points. He's 4 of 7 from 3.
Oh, he is eating. Well, the last one he cashed on Tobias Harris, so I'm not going to give that L.
And that's it. I mean, it's just Trae Young. Everybody else, Collins 10.
How many points does he have? How many points does he have?
27 points, 9 assists.
27.
Yeah, he's going off right now. I'm not watching the game.
In the third quarter. It's still in the third quarter. He's
going off right now. But so Jay, you say who you got, Jay, winning the series?
I'm kind of going to throw an asterisk beside that. I think if Joel don't start to look like he used to, Hawks.
But think about this. So Hawks they win today. They get home court. They have won almost 90% of their home games the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Since the change in coaching.
Well, the Hawks are good at home anyway. But I mean, I think for today, Hawks win. But overall, for the series, I got 76. I still got.
I'm not mad at you.
I can't. Like I said, even though I like Embiid, I'm still a realist. Philly's defense is gonna at some point they're gonna show up. Ben Simmons is the best defender. You got Thibault. I mean, you got Tobias Harris, who's a solid guy. You got Embiid, who's a top 5 defender in the league. Them boys gonna come to play at some point. And
27-9 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
They didn't open up the gap even more. They heard us. I said, they closed the gap a little bit. They said, let's go ahead and run it back.
Shoot. So let's move on to this next series, fellas. Woo. So next series. So let's talk a little bit about. They actually played yesterday. The game was game 2 is going to be tomorrow. Bucks in the Brooklyn Nets. I was about to say New Jersey, but Brooklyn Nets. So how you guys feel about that? We saw game 1. James Harden got hurt with the hamstring. I don't even know if he's coming back, man. I mean,
even without him, Bucks they couldn't hit threes. That's their whole
Middleton.
That's rare.
Chris Middleton, where you at, bro? Chris Middleton. What are you doing, brother? Like this is the playoffs. Like we need you to show up, man. You know?
I mean, it's happened. This happens. I feel like this happens once every series. That one time when they wasn't landing threes and they came out and started getting on track. It seemed like it happens with the Bucks every time.
They were 6 for 30.
Yep. Right. And I don't think I think that's not going to happen again.
And that's a rarity. And the thing is, I hate talking bad about the Bucks because they're my betting team, and I actually like the Bucks. But when you got he's probably the best scorer in the NBA, and Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? The way he just dances on dudes. I mean, fades on them and dunks on people. I mean, you got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving is now showing up, coming to the party. Those two had a big game yesterday, and then Blake Griffin. Shout out Blake Griffin, man. He was doing work. I mean, getting aggressive. I mean,
DiVincenzo's a big loss. I mean,
DiVincenzo.
That's a big loss.
Yeah, he's a big loss. I got to give it to him. Yeah, DiVincenzo, even though he doesn't score a ton of points, he usually
spreads the floor and makes some threes.
Spreads the floor, makes threes. He's another ball handler, and he's a good defender. But I just think the Nets got too much for him in the series. And I'll jump into when we close out the show with bets. I took and put big money on the Nets winning the series. I just don't think the Bucks have enough for him. But who you guys got winning the series between Bucks and the Nets?
Nets.
Who you guys see?
Yeah, Nets will win the series. I still, I mean, even though it lost yesterday, I still love the over in these games because Bucks they're not gonna go 6 for 30 from 3.
Yeah, they're not. That's not gonna happen.
Did the overcash yesterday?
No, because of that 6 for 30. Like my favorite bet yesterday was the Bucks team total over 116.
Oh, John Collins.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it was 115, 107.
Damn, what was the over in the game though?
239.
I was about to say 230.
Yeah,
239.
It was 239 yesterday pregame. I mean, without Harden though. Harden is 30 points. Gone.
Yes. Yeah. Harden. Yeah. I mean,
there's the over, but I had isolated. I really thought the Bucks would get a lot of open threes and make the threes and go over 116 easy. And going 6 for 30 from 3 ends up with 107 points and killed it. I mean, I was like, wow.
Yeah. So
didn't expect them to miss so much.
Let's talk about this next series, fellas. So Nuggets and Suns.
Oh,
it's set in stone, man. Hey, it's a fun series. It's gonna be fun.
Series.
How you guys feel about that one?
Suns are talking a lot. They are talking a lot after beating the Lakers.
Who's talking? Is it Devin Booker?
Everybody chirping. I mean, wearing T-shirts about LeBron and his Mickey Mouse. I mean, they are talking a lot. I mean, it's
deserve it.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they deserve it. Yeah, I just hope they don't gas themselves up though, because I mean, if you do that, I mean, Jokic.
So the key's gonna be Ayton. How can Ayton can he stay out of foul trouble?
The thing is,
go ahead, Ron.
No, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, well, that's the thing though. Joker came out and actually admitted, said out of all the centers he has a problem with, Ayton is the only person that gives him problems. Mm-hmm. And it's ironic how they meet in the playoffs now. Yeah. So that is an interesting battle. I mean, Joker's big, 280. And I believe Ayton is 250.
I don't know. Can't be too much of a problem. In 4 games against the Suns, he's averaging 28.4 points.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think Jokic tried playing with him.
So that's what you think he's selling people. He's selling people like me, like, oh yeah.
Looking at these numbers, I'm like, wait a minute here. Not too much of a problem.
You're right. I ain't looking at the numbers on that one. I'm just saying what I'm saying. But we a numbers podcast.
He want to score 40 a game. I mean, what
do you want me to do?
I'm talking about he gives me the most problems.
I bet nothing. Think about it, though. If Ayton gets in foul trouble, it's gonna be the same as the Portland series because they're gonna have they're gonna have Cam Johnson.
He can't
trying to play center.
No, Frank Kaminsky.
Kaminsky. I mean,
he's small.
That's barbecue chicken.
Or who's the other guy? Sarge is the other guy who plays center for him. The dude who used to be in Philly. He's
an offensive threat, though. He's not.
He's not.
I mean, he's a power forward. You're looking at 7 foot 280.
It's gonna be a fun series.
Who can move? I mean, every time that Nurkic got into foul trouble, Jokic went crazy.
Yeah, I mean
that was it for him.
Even when he was on the floor, but at least Nurkic could contain him, right? I mean, but Dame went off. Shout out to Dame who went out firing. Dame, I hope you get yourself in a good situation, brother. But hey, for this series, man, I gotta take Phoenix, man. I think Devin Booker, Chris Paul, I got them beating the Nuggets, man. I'm sorry. I mean, like I said, I like the Joker. I just think with Jamal Murray being out, it's a huge piece, man. If Jamal Murray was there now, I would say it's about even. But with Jamal Murray being out, I got the Suns here and I got Nuggets here, man. I think the Suns win in 6 games. You know what I mean? I just can't see the Nuggets, because I mean, just seeing how they played Portland, man. I mean, Portland wasn't that great. I thought, it was, a little iffy, but I just think Phoenix is a well-oiled machine. They hot off beating LA. And they just gonna get these guys out of the way, man, and advance to the Western Conference Finals. So, who do you guys got winning the series?
This is a tough one. It's probably the closest one that I feel like it is.
Me too, man.
But I'm gonna go. The only thing about this is, I mean, it's Joker versus Ayton. Devin Booker's gonna be whoever his matchup is gonna be.
They got some pretty solid perimeter defenders, though, don't they? Don't the Nuggets?
They got some good. I mean,
on the top of my head, I can't remember.
I mean, Aaron Gordon has pretty much been doing pretty well as far as defending. That's what he's there for. I don't know who they'll put on Devin. I don't think that's a problem. If Chris Paul shows up, that'll be interesting too. I think I'm gonna lean towards Phoenix. I love my Nuggets, Rome. I love them.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
But so it's tough to go against them. So Phoenix, yeah.
I got Phoenix. Yeah. Who you guys?
Right.
I think Phoenix gonna win. I think it's going 7. Joker's gonna battle. He's gonna battle to the end.
Yeah, he's a warrior, man. He's a dog, man.
And been giving him something. He's been hitting his threes. And so,
he must be cutting down a little bit.
Yeah,
but hey, to finish his point,
that's the guy.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Michael Porter Jr.
Oh yeah, Michael Porter Jr.
is going to be the key. Imagine the Clippers. Clippers in that draft passed up on him twice. They had the 9th and 10th pick, did not pick him. He was taking 11th.
Yeah. I mean,
imagine him on the Clippers.
He's the X factor, man. If Michael Porter Jr. is who everybody thinks he is, and if he can add that, that Robin to Jokic's back, man, it can go 7 games. I just don't think he's that polished of a scorer.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
He's definitely
he's on that. He has that trajectory, right? I just don't think that he's gonna. Yeah. Man. Anything else on this series before we move on, fellas?
Nah,
it's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, it is. So, man, let's get into bets of the week, man. So, like I said, a lot has changed since then. Some teams have been bounced. I can no longer bet on the Bucks, man. I mean, like I said, the Bucks are my betting team. It just hurts me when they play the Nets, man, because
your other betting team.
Yeah, I mean, I could take the Bucks plus points with a teaser, but it's just it scares me sometimes because you got this offensive firepower on the Nets, man. So, what are some of your guys' bets, man? What do you guys got for for everybody?
I mean, I still like the over in the Bucks Brooklyn series. I mean, that sticks out to me. I love the Hawks against Philly. Take the plus points. Today was +5 was so easy. They're going to win by 20. I mean, every game you're going to get +6 points, +5 points with Trae Young on your side. And the under. Ooh. The under is another great bet with the Hawks. Hawks have gone under. I was looking at the stat, 24 of their last 25 games. Mm. And so when you're looking at – and then Hawks at home, Sixers are in trouble. Sixers are in trouble.
Hawks, you don't think that can go over? Because the Hawks do show out when they're at home. You don't think that can go over?
No, because they play defense. They never go over. Their games are typically 107, 102.
That's true.
111, 102, and the lines are you're going to get 224, 225. Take that under every time. Today was 221, and we'll see. I mean, Sixers aren't scoring, so the Hawks got to play defense. Now the issue here is going to be in such a blowout. The scrubs are going to be in, and that might kill the the under.
Yeah, that's a lot of the times what happens. So you got to think of that when you place these bets too. That's a good bet though. I like that.
Yeah.
So my bets today were Hawks +5, and then I took the under 221. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But stick with the Hawks. I'm riding with the Hawks.
Hawks.
I'm Red Hawks.
Who you got, Jay?
I would say rock with Hawks too. I've been doing a lot of baseball. Shout out to Astros. I put a decent amount money on them, and over the 4.5 mark. They have 4 and the 5th, so it's not looking too bad. I'm hoping I give them money, or I'm gonna be pissed. But as far as basketball wise, I've been betting a lot of over. I 100% agree with Z. I'm going to over in the Bucks and Nets every time, for the most part, because like he said, they're not gonna miss. They're not gonna go 60-30, right? They're not gonna go 60-30. So that's gonna be a lot of my bets too, like my key bets as far as that, and also Phoenix. I'll be looking out for Phoenix as well, going over. I won a lot of money with the Lakers and Phoenix set, and also Philly set too with the over. So that's what I'm sticking at. No points. If it's plus, I'm picking Atlanta plus. Like Z said, we're on the same page with that. If they lose, I'll take that L, but man, they'll be close every time.
Yeah. For me, I'll do a little something different. So, like I said, I usually take the Bucks. I got to go with the Nets, man. So, before we recorded the last show,
ladies and gentlemen,
it hurts me to say that, man. Like I said, the Bucks is my betting team, man. But I placed the bet for the Nets to win the series. I went large on it. on a few places. So if you can get on that while you can, I would say get that. I do not see them losing a series to the Bucks. So the Nets to win the series, I would say take that. I also love the Suns. Take the Suns to win the series. Take the Suns tomorrow night, which is Monday the 7th. I love the Suns with the -4 or even the money line. Like I said, I never really do spreads a lot, but I would love a parlay with the Phoenix Suns and the Nets tomorrow night. Tuesday looks like there's one game. It's the Hawks and 76ers. 76ers, man, I cannot bet on them right now because I got to see how Embiid's health is. If he's healthy, I mean, I don't have a problem laying money on the 76ers. Keep an eye on Joel Embiid's health, man. I mean, if his health is not right, you might have to take the other side with the Hawks, man. Like, there's certain teams that's hard for me to bet on. I cannot put my money on the Hawks. If you're a serious just gambler, I would say do it. But, for me, I really watch my money very vigorously, so I don't put my money on suspect teams. I just don't.
Like me.
Yeah. I don't take big gambles. I take sure bets. That's why I always, try to give people, that's just my brief synopsis. But like I said, this round, I love the Nets to win the series. The Nets at home tomorrow night, punish that. Also check on James Harden's health. And then the Suns, man. So those are my two matchups. And then if the Clippers win, and they beat Dallas, you heard it here first. The Clippers will beat Utah. Okay? That's for me, man.
You might not worry about Utah.
Nah, you ain't worried about them?
No, I'm not worried about Utah. if they do it, I'll be a believer, and I'll be the first one to be like, folks, I was wrong.
Yeah,
but Utah got some depth. I like Utah's team.
They do.
I mean, they go 11 deep with good players.
Utah's tough, man. I just think, like I said, if the Clippers, if the Lakers are out, like Clippers win, are you gonna show up, man? Like they gotta show out now. Like I said, I know Utah's tough, and they got Jordan Clarkson.
Just think the same thing Luka's doing. Donovan Mitchell gonna do.
Nah, Donovan Mitchell ain't Luka. Nah.
I mean, and Utah surrounds him with shooters.
Donovan Mitchell, nice.
Yeah, he ain't Luka.
But they it's a similar team. Surround him with shooters. And Rudy Gobert as a defensive center. I mean,
I think they stepped their game up next year. I think Kawhi and PG just
literally
they combined for an average about 60 or 70 points.
They got Zubac trying to stay with Gobert. He's
not an offensive threat though.
No, but that's the Clippers' issue is putting him in the pick and roll every time, and Gobert is going to get dunk after dunk after dunk after dunk, and then they try to double Gobert. You're going to kick it out to Bogdanovich for threes.
Ibaka might be back though. Ibaka's coming back pretty soon.
Luka exposed the Clippers. Now what the Clippers did last game was just say forget the switching for the first time, which is not their style, and they just said Kawhi, do you, and he did, and so that's not Ty Lue's defense. Ty Lue loves switching. That's his defensive strategy.
We'll see how it shakes out.
Let your players do right?
It's good he did he made an adjustment. So that's what coaches got to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping up, fellas. So hey, thanks for tuning into the show. We had a great guest, John Superfan Blakely, joining us. You had a great time with him. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Also, shout out to Rover Bucks, man. I meant to she said earlier in the show. Rover Bucks, shout out to you, man. And this is the guy. He's running a raffle right now. So anybody that listens to the show that wants to get on the raffle, I think it's like he has 30 spots.
$11,
$11. He has some great stuff, man. I'm gonna try to maybe put up a picture of some of the stuff he got. He's got some signed jersey, authentic stuff, classic stuff. Bucks, Raiders. Saints, Alvin Kamara signed jersey, Christian McCaffrey. He's got it all. So shout out to him and his raffle. I think he does them twice a week. But we'll wrap up the show and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.